Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today on my April Makes vlog. Now I have got a vlog coming out in the next week as well with brand new pattern releases for May, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell and you'll be alerted as soon as that comes out. So how has your week been? Mine's been spent pretty much coughing all week, feeling pretty lousy, and the last video I put out with the pattern sales I looked pretty horrendous and I really was feeling under the weather, but I wanted to still bring you guys a bit of sewing inspiration. It's really important for me to keep bringing vlogs out, giving myself a couple of days rest, and wanted to show you all the things that I made for the month of April. Now, that was our first birthday for the Dahlia Sewciety shop. Of course, this channel's been going for about 3 years now, but the shop, we celebrated our first birthday. So we had a really busy weekend last weekend doing some orders, and we had our first deluxe box out, which was a great success. So I hope you've all started receiving those, and I've got a few people that have been doing vlogs, and Hayley is one of those people, so thanks for that. Hayley had a beautiful vlog from her. Loved watching the unboxing of that. So yes, that will be a once a season, the deluxe box. So the next one will be, I think, in July. But for the regular bespoke box, a reminder that this weekend coming, it's Mother's Day here in Australia, and that's the Sunday the 14th. Now this box theme, of course, will be Frida, all things Frida. If you are a bit of a Frida enthusiast like I am, I think you're going to love what I've included in this box. So some beautiful, exciting things featured in there. So make sure you head over to the website, subscribe to the newsletter, and that will remind you when that is coming. So next Sunday. So it's getting quite chilly out here tonight. It is actually one of the coldest weekends we've had here in a couple of years. Apparently, I think it's about 7 degrees at the moment, and we're at 5 p.m. and it has been, I think, 12 to 13 degrees here in Melbourne for the last 2 days. So we had a lovely night last night. One of my daughters, Eliza, one of my twin daughters, has moved out recently with her boyfriend. They've got a new house together that they've set up. So we had a nice little evening, a little get together, bit of a housewarming party for her, which was fantastic. So other than that, I have been doing some sewing. I've actually just completed a lovely snuggly make, and that will be featured on my Fabric Friday. I'll have that on ready to show you. So I am just craving some cozy, snuggly things to wear. I really feel like that change is in there. That change is coming, a seasonal change. And if you like me and you like layering things, I think you're going to love what I've been working on. So that's really exciting. What I'm wearing today is one of my latest makes for April. This was a very favorite fabric amongst all of my customers. I've had to restock it 3 times. It's the beautiful Italia Jube abstract floral fabric. It is divine. It is so lovely to wear. It's got a lovely weight, definitely a winter viscose. It's not flimsy and cool at all. It's got kind of a little bit of a brushed feel to it. But I have seen so many beautiful makes in this. I've seen people make skirts. A lot of people went on to make the Stina skirt from the Italia Jube patterns. I have got more patterns coming. You'll see that a lot of them have sold out on the website, but they are coming this week. But I wanted to make a shirt, a long line shirt, and I'd made a lot of the easy fit Pattern Emporium shirts last month, but I wanted to make something a bit more oversized, a bit more floaty and flowy, and I went with the Ocean Daze oversized shirt from Pattern Emporium. I made my regular size 14. I did just the regular stand-up collar, so the collar and stand, not the plain one, which is a bit more like a camp collar, I think you call it. This is just the regular one. I've done it with a nice full sleeve, but I've actually used quite a thick, maybe a 5 centimetre elastic, which is unusual. Normally I do a thin elastic on the sleeve, but I really like it with a thick elastic because I can really kind of bunch it up. I've worn it under a nice black biker jacket. Looks really, really lovely with a pair of jeans as well. Put a little wooden button on there too, but I'll show you some pics and you can see how this one's turned out. And again, Italia Jube fabric is just the most divine quality. Their prints are beautiful, but I love the way they showcase their patterns with their fabrics. But I really, really am happy with how this has come up, and I will get plenty of wear out of this. I think the great thing about this oversized type of shirt is that you can wear it like a jacket or like a kind of a throw over for summer. Great over a pair of bathers or a singlet top, but then for winter you can easily winterize it. You can half tuck it, you can tie it at the front, you can leave it loose and open. There's just so much you can do with a good versatile shirt pattern. But I really love the it's almost like Matisse looking, the print, and the colors in this are really, really beautiful. I love anything with a burnt orange and the black background. So really happy with how this shirt has turned out. So that's my first April make. The next make for April you wouldn't have seen yet unless you were a purchaser of the Easter Bonnet Parade box, and that was of course this beautiful Lady McElroy Mademoiselle fabric. It is the most stunning viscose jersey. I made this pattern for the purchasers of the box. They got to get 20% off this from Wardrobe by Me pattern. So the Miri dress is such a beautiful pattern, and in the past couple of years, I think it was Polly from the Sewing Edit that told me how wonderful this dress looked on. And I've got to tell you, it is so lovely, such a gorgeous wrap style. Because of that high back shawl collar, it really wraps, gives you a great coverage, and has a beautiful kind of A-line skirt. So if you're wanting a great knit wrap dress pattern but you don't want full wrap, you just want kind of faux wrap or half wrap, this is a great one. I love that you can make it long, like maxi length. I've made mine kind of a midi length or 3/4 length, and I love it in this fabric with these beautiful ladies on here. But I love the fact that the front of it does wrap in and gives you a really nice kind of makes you feel put together, but it gives you that stability of the fabric being crossed. It gives you that great coverage without having to have like cleavage exposed, and you're not kind of falling out of it like a normal wrap dress. Sometimes it can make you feel a bit unsure, but I felt very confident wearing that. I will put some pics up of me in this one too. Yeah, the Miri is beautiful. You remember, if you have Mariflex thread, you can do it with Mariflex thread. I just use a zigzag on the bottom of that, or you can use your overlocker, cover stitch. I think it's a great make, and it has also got a sew along. If you head on over to YouTube, you can see the sew along for the Miri dress, and a lot of the Wardrobe by Me patterns have got sew alongs, which are fantastic. Always advise heading to a sew along for the first time you've made a pattern, because it makes you feel a lot more confident, and you can really tackle things without having the worry of being a bit lost. Next make of the month was one that I had put in my notes to make this pattern, and when it came out in November, I wanted to make it back then. I just never got around to it. It is the Closet Core Patterns Nyx dress, and this is the blouse version. And I saw this, I think it was Lauren Guthrie and Garni had the blouse version on, and I just love that, just deep V-neck, really simple style. The back, of course, has that really nice burrito method yoke and that lovely gathering. This fabric was the beautiful Mason Bloom Mood viscose that I have in the store. It's called Peonia, and it has the most beautiful autumnal colour pinks and rusts. Love the print. Really love the style on. I made a 14 and it was really, really roomy, and definitely glad I didn't go up any higher. I have seen a lot of people make this and found the shoulders are quite oversized. So if you find that you have to do narrow shoulder adjustments, or you're more sloping shoulders like I am, really think about maybe sizing down around the shoulders, and very easily you can grade out around the bust and the waist area. But yeah, the size 14 was perfect. I love the V. I didn't do the seam down the front, I just did it on the fold, but you can also do the versions with the little loop buttons, or little rouleau buttons, or you can do the tunic style with the gathered waist. There's a lot of different options, short or long sleeve. And of course the dress, you can either put the elastic in the waist or just do the blouse. So I love the kind of high-low effect. It's got the nice low dip back and up a little bit higher at the front, but I love wearing it with jeans, a little peach cardigan, yeah, I've had plenty of wear out of that already. But now that I've tackled the blouse, I think definitely the dress is on the cards for the future, because now I feel confident with what size I'll be, especially using lots of fabric. And I know that dress does take a lot of fabric. So now that I've made the blouse, I feel a bit more confident about taking that on. But as always, Closet Core Patterns, great instructions, really good tutorial and great pics. And that pattern and fabric are both available in the online store. Everything I talk about here today will be in the description box as well, and you can quite easily access that information. Next make of the month was the beautiful new release from Pattern Emporium. This fabric has sold out. I do have a little bit of the orange and lilac colourway, which is Autumn Sunset. This was a beautiful brushed flannel. Pattern was the new release from Pattern Emporium, this smitten crop jacket. I have a few little regrets with this pattern, I must say. When I first made it, I didn't put the buttons on. I've added those on, and I think it really gives it a really nice touch. Although I won't be wearing it done up because it is a little bit firm, I made the size 14, and I really regret now not sizing up. I think I definitely could have done the 14 at the shoulders and graded out to maybe a 16 or 18. But I even think now the full bust adjustment option might have been the better way for me to go, to give me a little bit more wrap. And I know it is targeted for a lightweight jacket to throw on over a dress, more for maybe for the summer period. But I think if you're thinking about making it for winter here in Australia and you want a little bit more coverage or a bit more length, I would suggest making the tall version. I just made the regular version, and I'm 5'6", and I really think the tall version would have been just that bit of a smidge more coverage for me. I would have liked to wear it over a lightweight jumper, and I know you're not meant to do that because Kate did specifically say this was more for over lightweight tops and dresses, but I really think you could, if you oversize it a little bit more and maybe lengthen it, I think you could easily wear it over a lightweight knit. But even I think having the elastic might be nice as well, a nice touch. So I think next time I make it, I would probably upsize. Maybe I do the 18, but just keep the 14 at the shoulders, and maybe I would do the elastic around the bottom and do the tall length. So it's quite easy to add on a bit of length. There's no problem with that. But I think it's just like looking back now and feeling a bit of regret over not maybe making a 12 first. You know, when you get the nice fabric and you're ready to rip into it and just start sewing. I really regret now not sizing up a little bit more, but I'll definitely still wear it. It might be more of a sort of an autumn or spring wear jacket for me because of that length. But I really love that thick elastic sleeve. I love the way it's come together. It's a really good pattern to make, and great instructions as always with Kate. And I'll put my little Sarah Hart's label, Made in the Country. I love these labels. They're really, really cute. I do have a great selection of labels in the store happening, and I've got Little Rosy Cheeks labels coming over from the UK very, very shortly. That's really exciting. So I love having a great range of labels because they're fun to put in your makes. And I think that, maybe exposing the labels might be something I might start getting into. And a lot of people will expose the labels maybe in a seam or in a pocket so you can see it. That's something I'll probably be looking at heading into winter, maybe with some more jackets or shackets. So that was my Pattern Emporium smitten jacket. And my next make to show you is actually a pattern featured in the birthday deluxe box. So if you haven't opened up your box and you don't want to see, turn off now so I don't spoil the surprise. But if you're happy to keep watching, this is a beautiful blouse I made, and the lovely Jo from Forget Me Not Patterns had sent me the brand new release Helmi blouse, which is absolutely stunning. The great thing about the Helmi is that it has got an extended size range on that now, and which is great because it gives many more sewers the opportunity to make such a beautiful blouse. And Jo sent me this pattern to try out, and I've got to say I absolutely love it. I was in two minds of which version to make. I'm not a huge fan of too much ruffles, and I know the version with the shoulder ruffle and with a necktie ruffle looked really, really beautiful. This pattern was featured in Tauco magazine, and I know that she got a great response from it, so she ended up releasing it as a standalone pattern in her store. I decided to go for the Peter Pan collar version, and I am so thrilled with how it came up. I really think that I'm tempted to make the other version now, maybe even leave the shoulder ruffles off. I'm not sure. But I love that mandarin collar with a tie. But as always, her patterns are so beautifully drafted and just fit like a glove. I made the size 44, and I used this spot black and white viscose that I had in my stash. And the fabric that went out with the deluxe box is not this fabric, but it's a spot print as well. So I'm going to let you guys know. So hopefully the people have had the box not delivered will have turned off. It was a Rachel Parker print, but I actually just used some fabric I had in my stash to make a bit of a toile, and I was just really, really happy with how it turned out. Normally I'm not a big collar fan, but I really love the demure kind of Peter Pan style collar that this has. I love the fact that you can put a nice little button at the front to showcase. If you've got a beautiful little, like a delicate button or a pearl button, or maybe something a bit more snazzy, it's a great way to feature that. And I just used a bit of elastic instead of making the rouleau, and I just find that works just as well. I love the fisheye darts in the back, gives you a really nice shape. It's got darts in the front, and I love the sleeve. Another nice big billowy sleeve with the elastic around the bottom, which I added in. That wasn't part of the pattern, but I felt that it helps me. It's a bit more practical than just having this loose sleeves. But really, really happy. Put the little cutie Culling the Machine label in there. Love this with a pair of jeans and a little black jacket. I think it's a winner of a pattern. If you haven't made the Helmi, I can highly recommend heading over to Forget Me Not Patterns to try it out. Yeah, I really like the thought and detail that Jo puts into her patterns. I think she just has some kind of, just a bit of finesse, a bit of class, and the details, little different details she puts into her patterns, whether it be little pleats here or there, make them so special. So definitely can highly recommend making Forget Me Not patterns if you haven't made one before. So. They were my April makes. I hope you've enjoyed that today. So let me know in the comments below what your favourite make was from that selection of April things. And blouses, of course, very popular on the radar at the moment. They're great layering pieces. But heading on into May, there's a few things I want to make. And as I said, the temperature's dropping, so I'm starting to think about a bit more wintry kind of makes and layered makes. So let me know, yeah, exactly what you're making this week. If there's something that you've made here before and you've liked it, yeah, write in the comments below. I love to hear what it is you're all up to. We'll see you back here on Friday, I think this week, for a featured fabric day. We've got some new Lease Taylor fabrics that will be released, the worldwide release for that, so that's very exciting. As well as that, some really nice, cozy, cuddly new fabrics have come in the store to show you all. So I hope you can join me for that. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful sewing week. We'll see you all soon. Bye for now.